So the agenda would be, I'll be covering majorly 4 5 things. The entire MBA journey, those 2 years. It's not 2 years actually, it's 21 months. So how will that be? Every trimester, every quarter, we call it trimester in the IIMs. So every trimester is important. And what do you learn in those trimesters? What kind of projects you do? What kind of summer placements you get, final placements, all that I'll talk about. The curriculum, the subjects which you have basically, and then in the B school, how are committees, forums, festivals, business events held? What is the agenda behind that? How you can participate, how that can enrich you. Then a bit about summers and PPO PPI. Some of you might be aware about the term PPO PPI, but for rest of you, I'll explain it. Right now, can somebody type in what is the meaning of PPO and PPI if you have some idea? Just want to know the audience awareness level. If you can type in that comment box or in the chat or as remarks, what is PPO PPI? Anyone having any idea? I'm sure most of you must be working, so you should be aware about this term. So PPO is basically pre-placement offer and PPI is pre-placement interview. So when you do an internship in a company and in MBA college we call it summer placement. So because the internship or the summer placement, actually when you go to the company, it happens in the month of April, May, June. So you enter a college. So people who are right now in preparing for CAT 25, they will write the exam in November and they will join the college in June 2026, right? And so 2027 April to June, those 3 months of summer, you will have some placements. You will be basically going to companies, working on live projects, and based on how you perform in the live project, you get an offer. So the offer can be, if you have done a very good job, means you have completed what was expected out of you, you have delivered your project, you will get a PPO. This is pre-placement offer. That means you will get a direct offer from the company to join the company at the package which the company offers when it comes to the campus. So all the FMCG companies, be it HUL, PNG, Dabur, Marico, Britannia, you name it, all the FMCG companies have this option of offering PPOs, and that is why when they hire in the summer placements, they hire the best candidates so that they don't have to come to campus again. Obviously, they'll come because the entire vacancy is not filled, but they want to get the good chunk of the students doing the internship also, because it is very difficult to judge a student in the first in 20 30 minutes of an interview. But when the student comes to their company office, works with them for 2 3 months, it is very easy to know the entire persona of the student, how, what kind of attitude the person has, what kind of skills the person has, soft skills, technical skills. And when you actually do something, perform, the company is more likely to reward. So that is a PPO, pre-placement offer. Means your MBA journey is kind of over because you have bagged the placement from the company itself, and the remaining 1 year of your campus life you can actually enjoy. You can obviously have to learn, but the pressure is off because you don't have to fight for the placements. And PPI is basically pre-placement internship, pre-placement interview, not internship but interview. So this is basically for people who have done a good job, but the company is not very sure whether they would directly want to give them a placement offer. If you have done a great, excellent job, you will get a PPO. If you have done a good job, you will get a PPI. So you will get an interview offer from the company just after summer placements, and they will grill you. The interview will be of 5 rounds and spanned around 1 week to 2 weeks, wherein you will be asked questions about what you have done in your internship, in your in your summers, and what kind of knowledge you have. And once they are convinced, that PPI will convert into a PPO. So I'll talk about it all in detail once we reach that point, but this was just to give you a brief about what is the PPO and PPI. Similarly, we'll talk about placements, what kind of companies come, how many companies come, what is the average package which they offer, the top IIMs, and how are they placed day 0, day 1, day 2, day 3. And I'll talk about CRP and LRP also. So any idea what is CRP, LRP? Anyone? If you have some idea, please let me know. You can type in the comment remarks. I would want to see how aware you are. So CRP is basically uh, current recruitment process, and LRP is lateral recruitment process. So basically what happens is when the companies come, they would interview the candidates who have experience of more than 2 years first. Most of the companies have this advantage, have this criteria wherein they will want to interview the candidates who have 2 3 years of experience, and that process will start in the month of November. So you do your summers in the between April to June next year, and the in November the placement process for experienced candidates will start. So if a company like uh, Cadbury is coming or PNG is coming, they will take the candidates who have more than 2 years of experience. Their interview will be done first, and then again the companies will come in the month of January for freshers. Some companies take it together, so they will interview like companies like Asian Paints. Most of the marketing companies, they would take the interviews together, but supply chain, operations, logistics, finance, even HR, these domains when you are interviewed, so the interview will be in two phases. So CRP is basically current recruitment process, which happens in the month of January. LRP is lateral recruitment process, which happens in the month of November. So November, December, ideally it will be LRP, Jan, Feb, CRP. So people who are having more than 2 years of work ex, if they somehow could not be placed in the month of November, December, they will get another chance in the month of January, February to compete with the freshers and get placed there. So that is how the structure is made, because companies also have their interest. They want to take the best candidates, and if somebody is having experience, obviously they value it. Normally, the package, supposing a company like say PNG, it is having a package of, I'm not sure what is the right number right now, but let's assume it is 35 LPA. It would be around in the same range, I'm sure. So if it is 35 LPA, so for people who are freshers, so somebody who has a work of 3 years, so what they will do is they will add 1.5 L into number of years of work ex you have. So if you have 3 years of work ex, 1.5 lakh into 3, 4.5 lakh, same profile, same company, you will get a package of 39.5 lakh if you have 3 years of work ex. So that is how the calculation is done. So people who have work ex, they tend to get 1 lakh or 2 lakh into number of years of work ex. That package is slightly higher. This is to reward your experience, and obviously since you have worked in a company, you have full-time work ex. That is why the full-time work ex is a criteria while filling the CAT form. Also, that is the reason why the companies scrutinize it so deeply, that whether you have work ex or not, because the companies don't have time to come and see your credentials, see your experience certificates. So they rely on the college data, and the college does not want to, have a bad image. So they will scrutinize if you are showing it as a workex. So ensure that all your documents are ready and you have enough knowledge. Then only you will get that advantage, right? So this is about placements and CRP. Let's proceed now. So, in a nutshell, if I have to tell you about the actual life at an IIM or any of the top B school, it will be intense. Intense means you will be on your toes every hour, every minute. It will be demanding. Demanding means you will have to accomplish tasks, achieve deadlines before deadlines, not only one or two things, but like 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10 things. Why? Because every trimester you will study 7 subjects, and in each of the 7 subjects, you will have to do a project. At least every subject will have 20 to 30 case studies. So in those 3 months, You will be doing 7 subjects, you will be writing 7 exams. That is in that trimester only, in the first trimester, and that is true for all trimesters. So every trimester will have 7 subjects, 7 books, obviously, sometimes more than one book for one subject. Then case studies will be done almost every day, and for all the subjects. So roughly, if you say there are 12 weeks in a quarter, and say the classes happen 6 days or sometimes 5 days, let's keep an average of five. So 12 5 is 60. 60 days of academic rigor will be there. So and 7 subjects you need to study. So 60 into 7, 420. So if not 420, at least 200 cases you will solve in one trimester. And a case study will have, I think most of you must be aware about case study. A case study will have a, a situation, a real life business situation of at least 18 to 20 pages. So that is why the so much emphasis is there on your English, on your VRC. Because if you cannot read a 20-page article, 20-page business case scenario in half an hour or 1 hour, then you will not be able to solve the case study, and you will not be able to pace up with your peers, with the faculty. So obviously you don't need to read it inside out. You just need to skim it. You need to find out the actual data pointers, the tables, the figures, and the crux of the matter within half an hour, and then present it, right? So demanding means every term, every week you will be having 7 subjects. You will have to write midterm exam and then end term exam, right? And projects will be there for you for each of the subjects. So that is how demanding it is right now. When I talk to most of you who call me for mentorship guidance, yesterday only, I think one student called me up. Her name is Mehak, I guess. So she was saying that, sir, I have started quants, and Arun sir will be starting number system tomorrow, and we are also doing averages. So how will I manage 2 topics? Then we have VARC also and LRDI also. So I told her the same thing, that you will have to learn to manage it. You might not be able to manage it right now, but once you start, planning your time, managing it properly, you will be able to manage it. Because once you go to the college, and we are in March right now, and you will enter your college next year June, right? So just 1 year, maybe 14 months left. So from day one, you will be asked to manage 7 things together. In every week, you'll have to learn, understand 7 subjects, and the subjects will be from all domains, from economics to organization behavior to marketing to sales, digital marketing, finance, HR, operations, logistics. You name a management stream, and it will be there in the first trimester itself, and then obviously the advanced level will be done in the later trimesters. So you'll have to manage all that. So you start learning it from now onwards only. You should not worry about that you have to manage 2 3 things right now. This is the reason why LRDI and VARC is tested, because you have to learn to skim things. You have to learn how you can define the crux of a situation, of a business case, in half an hour to 1 hour, right? So intense, demanding, and fast paced, this will definitely be there. If you have any queries, you can type in the comment section. Somehow I am not able to see, but I believe you can type in the comment section, and if I will not be able to reply right now, I'll reply it after the session. And so this is there, and then a heavy focus will be there on academics, rigorous coursework, constant deadlines. What does it mean? The MBA colleges prepare you to face the challenges which you will face in the corporate world. So those 2 years, right now, people who are working, they know the rigor of a corporate job. If you are having a project at hand, if you are having deadlines, you understand the pressures. But after MBA, since your profile will enhance at least 2 3 times, you will go 2 3 steps above the current position for sure. And obviously your package will be at least 4 5 times of your current package. If you are earning say 5 LPA right now, it will be 25 30. So when you get that kind of a package and that kind of a profile, the pressure will also be 4 5 times. So you'll have to manage, and each one of us has those 24 hours only. It is all about how do you manage your work in that time frame. That's all matters. So a heavy focus on academics, because once your academics, your fundamentals are strong, you will be able to find out solutions. So as a manager, as a senior manager, or if you are in top leadership, your role is not to perform day-to-day duties. Your role is to basically solve problems, solve issues, think strategically, think on for the growth of the company, and gather information, gather resources, and help the team achieve those goals. That is the main role, right? So that can only happen once you are equipped with a strong academics of your own. Your content, your knowledge should be strong, because every time you are stuck, you keep on looking outside, searching for information. That won't help, it will delay the process. So there should be a basic level of content, knowledge, academics rigor in you, and deadlines. So all the projects will have deadlines, because when you work in a corporate, you will have deadlines. You'll have to accomplish something by a particular time, right? So the college will also have deadlines, and I'll give you an example here. So supposing you are in the first trimester, and it's Monday, and you come out of your class say at 1 p.m. for lunch. You have had 3 or 4 classes in the morning, and at 1 p.m. you come out for lunch. And since your schedule is there with all the faculty members who are teaching you, and one of the faculty members, a marketing professor, finds out that you do not have a class today between 2 to 3 p.m. So what he or she might do, and most of the time they do, is they will schedule a test, a surprise test or quiz, as we call there. So a quiz will be called, and you will not be aware about the syllabus, and that quiz is important, because what you achieve there, what marks you get in that quiz, that marks will be added directly to your mark sheet. So surprise quizzes are a norm. It is like throwing a surprise challenge on you, and you have to figure it out. So at 1 p.m. you get to know that okay, at 3 p.m. in 2 hours you have to appear for a quiz on marketing, and whatever has been taught till so far the syllabus. Now at 1 p.m. you are caught in two minds, whether I should take my lunch or whether I should revise, because if I get 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10, definitely my mark sheet will be better, my CGPA will enhance, and when the companies come for summer placements or final placements, I will have a better chance. Because see, when the company comes, they will be getting 200 CVs. There is no way they can figure out that okay, this candidate is good, and they don't have time to interview 200 candidates. They have limited time. They come there only for say 1 or 2 days, right? There will be HR professionals of the company, the project heads. So 4 5 people will come, but they cannot spare the entire week or month, finding out the right candidates. They also have their own work. So maximum 1 to 2 days, at max 3 days. That is the maximum which they will spend in your campus. So in those, and there will be 2 3 rounds of interview, whether it is for summer placements or final placements. So when they come to the campus and they get 200 CVs, it is very difficult, because out of 400 students, the average batch size of any B school is roughly 400. So out of 400 students, it is very difficult for them to figure out, and they will uh, release the form. They will ask interested candidates to fill the form and upload their CV, share the CV with them, so they can. So obviously, not everybody fills, and I'll tell you one more interesting fact here. Every college has a rule of one man, one job, and you know that if there are 400 students, there will be 200 very bright students who will be in the upper half of the quartile, and 200 will be below, right? So if the top 15 companies who come to the campus allow everybody to fill the form, what will happen is everybody, all 400 will fill the form, and it will become a headache for the companies to find out the right candidate. So mostly the colleges have a rule that if supposing 30 companies are coming in the marketing domain, the placement committee will release it for you. They will ask you to fill only 8 or 9 companies based on your preference. You cannot fill, if they have put out a rule that you can fill only 8 companies out of 30, you have to choose which 8. So that ensures that it is not happening that only the few candidates, maybe the top 30, the top 40 are being selected at all places. And since it's one man, one job, so if supposing the top 20 people are getting selected in top 20 companies, they can only take one job, right? And in such a case, you will say no to 19 companies, which will waste the effort, time and effort of the HRs of that company. So as a rule, you get on day zero or day one, the companies which are coming to campus, you get to choose roughly 25% of the companies. So if 30 companies are coming, 7 to 8 you can fill, and you cannot give more than 7 8 interviews in a day. That is also true, right? So that is the reason. So when the HR sees a CV, he or she is likely to grade you on your recent performance. So your 10th, 12th, obviously, why do does CAT take into account 10th and 12th? Because that is the only criteria wherein the companies can shortlist you for interviews. They cannot go deep detail into your projects, what you have done, where you have worked, until unless you have done something exceptional. Or so your MBA CGPA, if especially for the final placements, matters a lot. And for summers, whatever you have achieved in your first trimester, and your CAT percentile, your graduation marks, these three, four things matter. So that is why it is said that you have to take your academics seriously in MBA, unlike in your graduation where you might not have taken it seriously. So when you have a quiz at 3 p.m., you will have to spend those 2 hours either learning, preparing for the quiz, or normally what we do used to do or the student do, supposing the quiz is from say finance. So we all know that in our batch, these 3 4 people are finance gurus because they have financial background. They are either CA or they have worked in financial domain. These 4 people are marketing gurus because they are from marketing background. So by the end of the first month in the campus, you will come to know that these people are good in these areas. So normally, if I tell you my time, we what used to do is during lunch hour, because we knew that there will be some or the other quiz in the second half. We used to go in either in the library or in the mess canteen or in the room of the so-called guru, and in a small room of say 8 by 10 or 8 by 12, or maybe if I have to recall the exact size of the room, it would be 10 feet by 8 feet, 8 by 10 years, with an attached washroom obviously and a small space. So in that room you will find 20 students sitting in an 8 cross 10 room, and the guru would actually be telling that okay, these are the basics, the quiz may this can be expected. So that was one way to, because once you start reading it, it will become difficult, but once you reach out to somebody who has some background, it kind of gets easy to understand. So that is why peer to peer learning is emphasized so much in a B school, and that is why the top B schools do not allow you to stay in at your home. You have to stay in the hostel only, because the college has control only of those 8 10 hours while you are in the campus, while you are in the classroom. But the remaining 14 hours, out of which obviously 4 5 6 hours you'll sleep, but the remaining 6 to 8 hours you can definitely learn through your peers, and they have established a system which takes care that you actually learn from your peers. That is how you do it, right? So coming back to the point, the your CGPA matters. So that is why constant deadlines are there, so that you basically are on your toes, you keep on learning at a fast pace. If the professor says that okay, the quiz will be, today is Monday, the quiz will be on Friday 3 p.m., you will be relaxed. You will not learn, and this is human nature, you will not learn for the next 3 days. You will only wake up on Friday morning and say, oh, I have a quiz today, let us prepare for it. But when the quiz is at 3 p.m. and you come to know about it at 1 p.m., you have to invest those 2 hours. You cannot do anything. Even if you have a call, you have to call your friend or to your parents. If it is not urgent, you will defer it, you will delay it. But you will focus on that actual project. And that is how it is wired in an MBA graduate, that you have to stick to your deadlines. Deadlines are sacrosanct in a B school life, in an MBA college life. If the deadline to submit an assignment or a project is 12 a.m. or say 10 p.m. If it is 10 p.m. on 2nd of March, 10:01, if your mail reaches or if you send it at 10:01, it won't be counted. You won't be graded for it. There is absolutely no relaxation. And at this I can vouch for, at least in the top IIMs, IIM ABCL, Indore, Kozhikode, all these 7 top IIMs, and also XLI, FMS, and all these colleges which are, and that is how they inculcate the discipline in you to perform better each day. So deadlines are one thing which you have to, which are sacrosanct. You have to achieve it for sure. All your projects have to be submitted on time, and the quizzes you have to prepare, perform. And a last point is strong emphasis on networking and extracurricular activities. So networking, why networking is important, I have covered in my previous sessions. If you, I mean, I'm sure you are aware about it, the value of a good network. But how do they ensure that even if you are somebody who is introvert, how do you network with people around you? How do you make friends? How do you cultivate relationships? Or at least build strong acquaintance so that tomorrow when you go to corporate life and you need some help or you need some information, you can reach out to your network to get that work done, right? So when I said to in the beginning, I told you that there will be 7 subjects, and in each of the subjects you will be having one project, right? So supposing there is economics and a project is given on economics to analyze the growth potential of India in the next 5 years. Let us assume that this is a project. The professor will tell you that okay, you are roughly 42 students in the class, say 40 students in the class. You will have to make a group of 6. So there will be 7 groups of 6 students each. You have to make that group. You will submit the name, and by the end of this week, you will have to submit this project. Okay, so this is one group, and since it can be 1 week or 2 weeks depending on the project length and all, and what is expected will be given to you. So this is one group which you have made. Now the second professor of say marketing will come up and say that okay, present a case study, present a project to me, analyze the marketing uh, emphasis or marketing wars which we have seen over the last century between cola and Pepsi. Okay, so you will have to analyze the entire, you'll have to prepare something, read through it, and again a group of 7 will be made, 7 or 6. But the condition is that no two members of the marketing project and the economics project should be common, right? So the third group on finance will be around the same lines. So basically, every trimester you are a part of 6 or 7 groups, 7 subjects are there, so roughly 7 groups, and no two people are common. So you will be part of 7 groups dealing with 7 different, and each group will have somebody from the who has worked in marketing domain, somebody who has worked in finance domain, from people from various walks of life. You might have a lawyer in your group, you might have a journalist in your group, you might have a doctor. So this is basically done so that your networking is by design improved. You are open to learning from your peers. You by the end of 2 years you will by and large know all the 400 of your batchmates by face, which might not be true when once which in your graduation. If I ask you to recall your friends and acquaintances in graduation, friends, so anyways in MBA also you'll have 5, 7, 10 maximum, because it is not possible also to have to spend time with more people than that number, and it is not advisable also because but acquaintance is high. Acquaintances, if I ask you to know about graduation, you will hardly be able to tell say 20 people out of 400 with whom you had some kind of acquaintance, 20, 30 maybe. But in your MBA, since you are interacting with so many people and the batches also get merged, so in the second trimester the batches might be mixed based on performance or based on many other factors. And anyways, once you move to second year, you will be asked to, the subjects will not be, fixed. There are 7 subjects in every trimester. So there will be 3 or 4 subjects fixed, and there will be 3 electives. So in the electives, anyways, the batches merge, right? A marketing professor who is very well known might have 100 students sitting in the same class, right? So the idea is the college by design has made it such that you have to network, you have to work in a groups, and that is how you learn group dynamics. One thing I would like to add here more is that networking is not only with your batch, it is with your seniors also. Because many times there might be a quiz which you are not aware and nobody in the batch knows. But you know that in the senior year, there is a senior who is very helpful, who you can talk to that person, and he or she will teach you, he or she will guide you that okay, this is how you have to go about it. So you also talk to your seniors, since you stay in the same hostel, you study in the same mess, you play in the same ground, same sports. So you kind of get mixed up with your seniors also. And by the end of first year, you will know most of your seniors. At least 50% of the batch you will know, because there are so many other extracurricular activities which keep on happening. There are so many committees, forums, so the intermixing of seniors and juniors will definitely happen. So you will not only know your 400 batchmates, you will know your seniors also, 400, and your juniors also. When you go in second year, same thing will happen with the first year students. They will be new, so you'll guide them, and you will know them also. So these 1200 people will have spent with you at least 1 year or 2 years, and they will be a lifetime, support system. In case you are stuck, if you have developed a good bond with some of them, maybe you might not know, say, a person called X, or say let's name Rahul. You might not know Rahul, but you know Rajiv. So Rajiv is a friend of Rahul, so he will get you connected and your problem will be solved. That is also one advantage of networking. You might not be directly connected with a senior or a junior or your batchmate, but somebody you know is connected, and then it will be solved. So the extracurricular activities in which the entire college participates, there will be a lot of business festivals, technical festivals, okay, and then there will be a lot of since all the colleges have a mixed people from coming from all parts of India and abroad, obviously. So Onam, Pongal, and Diwali, Dashera, Holi, Christmas, Eid. So all these festivals are celebrated with the same, enthusiasm, and attended by all batchmates. Then you have the National Independence Day, Republic Day, and all these things. They will also be celebrated. So the entire culture of the college is very vibrant. Every day something or the other is happening apart from your academics, for sure. So that is why the first line which I have told, you have a intense, demanding, and fast-paced life. Fast-paced because you have to catch up. You will have to prioritize. Today, you might be having 6 hours of classes, you might be having 2 quizzes. At the same time, you might be preparing for an upcoming event, say a business festival, wherein top corporate leaders are coming to give a talk. You might be having some festival also. After 1 or 2 days, you might be part of some committee, some forum wherein you have to, achieve something. So all that will be expected out of you. You just need to list it out, prioritize it, and keep on doing. That is how you become a better manager, you become a better person, and you achieve most in the defined timeline. You cannot do everything, but you have to ensure that you do not miss anything important, right? So this is the crux of life at IIM. I think I have covered in great detail. Let us, if I have to tell you 6 7 things which are key aspects when it comes to life at IIM, academic rigor will be very heavy. You will have to go through a rigorous academic training. All the concepts you'll have to be aware. There will be classes. You will be asked to watch videos, have case studies, read from books, take help from seniors, your batchmates. Peer-to-peer competition, because there will be a lot of case study competitions also. There will be a lot of, obviously you collaborate also and you compete also together. So in the same group, you would be wanting to be in the top 10% of the batch. So you'll be giving your best, but it's a healthy competition. And everybody knows that since the top B schools, the top IIMs have 100% placement, so nobody will be left unplaced. It all depends on how much value you add to yourself. The better you are, the better placed you will be. And here I would like to bring one more thing. I will draw your attention to one more thing. Most of the times we feel that, okay, so say I am Ahmedabad is having an average package of 30 LPA or 28 LPA as per the placement reports. So you feel that, okay, I'll go there, I'll get a package of 28 lakh if the average is 28. It is not true. You might get a 35 lakh, you might get a 40 lakh or 45 lakh, you might get a 15 lakh also. It all depends on how you develop yourself in those 2 years, how much value you add to yourself. Because the company which comes to campus to hire you, to place you, will basically value your competence, how much competence you have developed within you, what kind of personality you have, and what kind of problems you can solve. So you have to basically fight with your own self. The competition actually will be with your own self. You have to get better 1% daily. Okay, so that by the end of those 2 years, 21 months, you are a much refined person. When you went in the college, if you just try to recall, and when you come out of the college, you have so much knowledge, so much content, so much expertise that any company will hire you and pay what you deserve, right? So the peer competition is intense, but it is never negative. I mean, rarely negative. Mostly it's healthy competition. It is very positive, and everybody encourages the other person to do well, because it is not the competition with each other, it's the competition with the company actually. You have to raise the bar, you have to make the company. Many times we had observed that if the company has, say, only four vacancies, they have come for four positions, and they find one more candidate who is very good, but somehow they are not able to take it. After a month or so, they will again call back, they'll find out a position for that person and they'll hire. And sometimes if they have some bandwidth, they can do it immediately. So the companies stretch their position also. And a company which is coming to Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, a company like PNG, HUL, on any of these companies, they visit all the 10, 12 campuses which are good, from where they have been hiring every year. So the competition is not, so if a company has come to, say, Calcutta, I am Calcutta, and that placement is happening in the month of, say, November, final placement, and then they have to go to, after Calcutta, they have to go to, say, Ahmedabad. And if the vacancy throughout their offices is, say, they have 15 positions for a vacancy of senior marketing manager, and they have thought that, okay, we will pick three from each of these five campuses, but in Calcutta only they got five, so they might not visit one of the companies, or they might reduce the number at other places. So the competition is not, you should not think that the competition is with any of your peers. There are enough positions available. If you just improve yourself on a daily basis, it will add value. Industry exposure will be immense. Every day some or the other company will be coming. So the companies there do not come directly to hire you, they will come to give you a pre-placement talk, which is called PPT. So some or the other company will keep on coming, they will keep on adding value. There are guest lectures by industry experts. So whatever you are learning will be linked to the industry, and they will come, and the reason for coming back to campus by the corporates is they want to know you. So when they hire, they know that, okay, this candidate is good. It is very difficult to find out a very good candidate in the 20-30 minutes of interview. But yes, when they engage you on a regular basis through industry events or through the summer placements, they know you better, and then your chances of being hired is always higher. And that is why you should be very active in college. You should never miss anything important. You should try and participate at all events as much as possible, because that will hone you up. First advantage. Secondly, you will be visible also, and if you are visible, it is a good opportunity. There will be a good opportunity in front of you, wherein you can get a offer also from these companies. And not only on campus placements, but it also helps in off campus placements, because supposing you got selected in PNG, but you have been active in the college, you have been participating in HUL events, or there's a annual HUL case competition, if you have won there, HUL might offer you a job, right? You have got a package of say 35 LPA in PNG, and HUL is offering you 40 LPA. You can inform your placecom that okay, I am leaving this seat and I'll take the off-campus offer which I have got from HUL. That is also allowed and that is also done, right? So key aspects would be these seven: basically academic rigor, peer competition, industry exposure, networking opportunities, extracurricular activities, placement pressure. Obviously, it will be immense because you have taken a loan to, uh, you know, most of us take loan to do MBA. So you want to repay it. So the placement pressure is there. You want to come out with a very good package with a very good company, and obviously a wonderful campus life where you enjoy every moment. You work hard. You hone up yourself. Within 2 years, you will come out as a transformed person. The challenges, obviously, in an MBA college are basically stress and time management. There will be stress for sure. You just need to understand how to manage time. In case you are feeling burnt out, reach out to your seniors. They are very helpful. They will guide you. If not seniors, professors. And if not professors, you feel still your problem is not solved, I and obviously that Mindworks team will be there for you. We all have done MBAs from top B school. We know the pressures you get there. So you can reach out to us also. We will definitely help you. And most of our students, when they go to B school, they keep on texting us. They keep on informing us about their curriculum there. And we are in touch. So we help them there also. Because mostly you need advice how to manage those things, right? In a nutshell, if I have to tell you, the life inside a B school may be restless, maybe frantic, but it's never dull for sure. It will be very, very, fun. It will be great fun. You just need to participate, enjoy. So this was basically a crux of life at MBA. I'll just run through the basic facts and figures. So MBA, as you know, is of 21 months, 7 trimesters. I have told you. Fourth trimester. So after the first 3 trimesters, the fourth trimester will be summers. There will be weekend projects, live projects, and case study competitions spread throughout your campus life. In 7 trimesters, basically you will be graded. Your final CGPA will be given. Companies will consider your CGPA, so never take your academics lightly. For two reasons: you need to have good academics to perform better in your job, and secondly, your CGPA matters. Class tests, surprise quizzes, end term exams, these will definitely be there. Every trimester, I mean, roughly in uh, trimesters, 7 subjects, so roughly 50 projects will be there, 500 case studies you need to solve, industrial visits, guest lectures, EDP cell is there. So this I would want to emphasize a bit on this. So every campus has an EDP. EDP is Entrepreneurship Development Program. So the names might vary, but there is an EDP cell wherein if you participate, if you join, and there will be a professor attached. If you want to start a company from the campus itself, you can do that. And the alumni funds are there, wherein they will give you some funds also in the tune of 50 lakh, 30 lakh, depending on what plan you have. They will definitely, like most of you must be watching Shark Tank, right? So the alumni are there. They will, the college might call them and they will review what you have, what plan do you have, how do you want to scale it. They will help you in the initial stage. They might take some stake. There can be two kind of funding you can get. One is angel investing, which is without any stake, just to support you, and that money you have to return back. Second is as a venture capitalist, wherein the alumni body or some of the alumni might fund you and they will take stake out of you, and once you grow, they will get return on their capital. So EDP cell is there. You can start your company, register it. They will help you with registration and everything at a very nominal cost, and you can pursue it with your college. And after college, if you are serious about it, you can continue it. Every college has 2 years of moratorium kind of a thing, wherein if you are passing out of a college, say in 2027, you can come back in 2030 and get a placement and compete with your fellow the batch there and get a placement from campus. You will be allowed to sit in placements after 2 years if your company which you started does not succeed. If it fails or if it is going at a lower speed, you feel that it is not working out, Or if you feel that it needs more, time, gestation period is longer, I need a job to sustain my family, you can inform the college, they will allow it. So most of the companies, most of the colleges develop your entrepreneurship. They give you enough opportunities to develop your entrepreneurship skills and your entrepreneurship ideas, plans, and you can do that in college, right? And many of my batchmates had taken that advantage, and some returned back for campus placement, some did not, and they are running good companies, right? So this is a very important aspect of a B school, which is there. I think my time is up now, so I'll just wind up in 4 5 minutes. Subjects taught, so all subjects of management, be it economics, finance, accounting, marketing, operations, human resource, information system, communication, strategic, organization, behavior. These are the top 9 10. But then supply chain, logistics, and all these will be covered, okay, in detail. So in the first trimester, you learn basics of all these. Second trimester, maybe advanced of all this. And third, fourth, more advanced portion, or maybe live projects and all will be done for these areas. Committees and forums, as I told you, you will have roughly 10 to 15 committees. In our time, it was 10. I think the number has increased now. So, what does the committee do? The committee basically manages the entire event functioning of the college. The MBA colleges are run by student bodies and not by professors. So, committees are basically, there will be a placement committee which will handle placements. There will be an alumni committee. So, these two are the top committees where people tend to reach, because in placement committee you can directly influence your placement, because you are talking to the HR, and not only your placement, your friend's placement also, because you are talking to the HR, you're getting the company on campus, getting it on board. So the companies definitely know you better, and you kind to get a little bit of bias uh, uh, for you, and you can do, you are in a good position. So people want to get into placement committees. If they cannot, I mean, then they tend to get into the alumni committee. Alumni committees, again, you will have database of the entire alumni of last 30, 40, 50 years of the college. You will know which alumni is placed where, what is his or her email ID, LinkedIn profile, which all companies he or she has. So the entire database will be accessible. And a lot of alumni events happening in a college. So you'll be part of that. So maybe all that I'll cover in detail in the next Magic Sunday class. This was my time here. So I'll summer placements, I think it's left. I'll cover that also in detail. Final placements. I hope I have added value. And in case you have any queries, feel free to put in the comment section. In Crux, I have told you that you will have an intense, demanding, and fast-paced MBA life, but it will be a very transformative, very enriching experience. You will enjoy every bit of it.